Welcome to Shabbos Shoutout. Nobody's perfect. I think that's an important idea to keep in mind as we go through life, both as how we look at ourselves and at others. And it's a principle that helps to explain a great difficulty in this week's Torah portion, Parasha told us. Jacob, Yaakov Avinu, was a great tzaddik. And it's no surprise that the righteous Jacob came from two immensely righteous parents, Yitzchak and Rivka, Isaac and Rebekah. But twin brother Esav, to put it mildly, was a bad apple. How did parents like Isaac and Rebekah produce a man who became known as Esav Harasha, Esav the wicked? The story is told of a husband and wife that were enjoying an evening at home. An action-packed adventure movie was playing, and the bad guy was being chased by a police officer down a steep mountain road. As the speeds increased to an uncomfortable level, the wife said to the husband, "I bet you at dinner at a fancy restaurant that the criminal goes over the cliff." "It's a bet," said the husband. And just then, the bad guy lost control and went over the cliff. Realizing he had just lost the bet, the husband said, "Where do you want me to make dinner reservations?" His wife looked at him and said, "I feel guilty collecting on our bet. I've seen this movie before." "So have I," the husband said sheepishly. "But I didn't think he'd be stupid enough to drive off the cliff twice." People make mistakes. And sometimes people learn from their mistakes. But even smart people make mistakes because nobody's perfect. How did Isaac and Rebekah raise an Esav? Rabbi Shimshon Raphael Hirsch says that it was because they made a mistake. Jacob was an Ish Tam, a studious, scholarly student from the earliest of ages. But Esav was an Ish Sadeh, an exuberant outdoors type. Isaac and Rebekah gave both Jacob and Esav an education that was perfect. For Jacob, both had exactly the same teaching and educational treatment. Both were encouraged to have the same habits and hobbies and to become the same type of person. It was an educational philosophy that worked marvelously for Jacob and was a disaster for Esav. Isaac and Rebekah, Rabbi Hirsch says, ignored the great principle of Chanoch L'Na'ar al Pi Darko, educate a child according to his or to her own unique way. Rebekah and Isaac neglected to treat each child differently, with an eye to the slumbering tendencies of their children's nature, and to allow each of their sons to develop his own special characteristics. Isaac and Rebekah were great people, immeasurably and unimaginably great people. How did they make such a mistake? Because nobody's perfect. Understanding that nobody's perfect means that we have to look with a forgiving eye at others, and perhaps most important, look with a forgiving eye at ourselves. Good Shabbos.